Bernard Kerik ran the nation's largest police department. He's the former commissioner of the NYPD. With me now. Great to have you, sir. You and I were sitting here listening to this entire thing. What jumped out at you?
I think the personal tribute to the 5 cops was heart-wrenching. I was just about in tears. The cops stand between good and evil. Communities have to understand what the cops do when they go out there in those communities. And I thought one thing that he said, that parents, that cops are in a position today where they have to act as parents. They have to act as counselors. Where are the parents? Where are the parents? Where are the parents of these kids that are out there, doing what they're doing to cause these cops to have to police aggressively? I think the tribute, I think the president's words were words that we should hear constantly by the president, not at a memorial service like this, but the support he demonstrated, what he talked about today. A lot of stuff in this tribute I've never heard him say before, and it would be nice if I did.
You welcomed these comments today. I don't know, I looked at this and I had people on this floor here looking like they were about to cry as well. And I think that he did a great service by not just naming the officers and the families left behind, but talking about some of the deeds they've done and some of those poignant moments that were part of their lives. This way, I think the whole world gets to see what we have lost. And these were 5 guys who all just showed up to do their job.
Showed up to do their job, and I can promise you, and I don't know the pay scales of Dallas, but I can promise you...
Well, the police chief said 40 grand at some point.
Which is utterly disgusting.
Paltry.
I mean, it's disgusting, number one. Number two, they're underappreciated, underfunded, underpaid. They go out and do a job that most people, as the president said, wouldn't have the courage to do. They have to be commended. They have to be memorialized for who they were and what they were. And Dallas has lost 5 really good men.
He also said, and this got a huge standing applause, we are not as divided a nation as we may seem. I thought that was important too, by saying, come on, let's be better than this.
You know what? I agree with those words. I wish I heard that kind of stuff a lot more.
Constantly versus...
Constantly. Not just the president, but from the governors and the mayors and other civil rights leaders and civil rights so-called advocates. If we heard that kind of rhetoric on a normal, everyday basis, I think there would be much more discussion generated. I think we'd be in a lot better place than we are today, when we have the police that feel they're getting berated, degraded, demoralized by communities, and the communities feel that they're there to harm them in some way.
It's interesting, as a business network, we talk about people feeling the freedom to create businesses. Well, you can't create a business if you don't have the rule of law. You can't open the doors to your business every morning if you don't feel that the police won't show up. What do you hope comes out of something like this event here that we all wish we didn't have?
Liz, it's funny you mention that, because back in 1994, when New York City was the crime paradise of the United States, when Giuliani took over, here's what it came down to. Nobody's going to work, live, visit, go to school, or live in a place where they don't feel safe. It's the police's job. It's just like the president said. They stand between good and evil. They're the ones that make you feel safe. They're the ones that reduce crime. They're the ones that assist the African-American communities in reducing crime and saving lives, and I think sometimes we forget that.
As we look ahead, we have the big Republican National Convention coming to Cleveland, and the Cleveland Police Department will have to face protests. We know that the so-called new Black Panther movement is coming and will definitely be there to protest. And then I saw in the New York Post they were saying that these guys are saying, well, we're going to exercise our Second Amendment right and be armed when we protest, as the Black Panthers.
I have to tell you, this event will be a nationally scrutinized event by the Secret Service. and by other federal agencies in conjunction with the Ohio State Police, the Cleveland Police, and other municipalities. I think it's imperative that they put out an order. Nobody should be allowed near that place with a weapon.
Right.
You don't want an incident like this or a perceived incident in any way like this.
Even to exercise your Second Amendment rights if you have the right to carry?
You have a right to carry, but you don't carry. You know, you may have a right to carry, but you can't carry in a federal building. You can't carry in this building, this private building. You can't carry in a government building somewhere. You know what? This is a nationally scrutinized event. I think it's stupid to allow anyone to be carrying and let them near that event.
Bernie Kerik, former commissioner of the New York Police Department, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate your comments and your perspective on this.